everyone, this is Amanda, also known as Fixing This RN. It feels so weird, but I am getting ready to show you how I'm doing with my weight loss, and I thought it would be more personable to do it on face to face. It's something that I've been saying that I've been going to do for a few weeks now, but I just could not get a rhythm. And so you're going to see that when I show you my weights. I'm not really sure everything that I want to include in my weight update. I have seen someone, and I can't remember who it is, but I think it's, nope, not even going to guess. But they've been posting their weights weekly for, I'm assuming, accountability, but maybe it's just to help everyone else. But I thought it was a great idea. I might do that as well, just post like a post weekly about how I'm doing weight wise. But I would like to like check in too, and say what's working and what's not working. For the most part, I know what works. It's just doing it. So, for example, I know that when I plan ahead and when I do meal preps, I am 80% more likely to stick to my diet. It's when I don't. I never know. Do I look at this or do I look at this? It doesn't matter. I think I want to look at this. Okay, sorry. So we'll figure out in this video what's better to look at. But I know meal prepping works great for me. If I meal prep and I count all my stuff before I actually consume it, I do great. It's the not having a plan, leaving it at the odds of what's in the cafeteria during work that I kind of stumble. I have also started the GLP injections again. It just helps. Again, I don't want to do this forever, but I didn't really use it to the way that I really wanted to, which is I have the GLP as a helpful tool, but I didn't actually, what's the word I'm looking for? I didn't have a plan, because GLP, it's great. It's going to help with my weight loss. Like I said, it's a great tool, but at the end of the day, I still have to figure out how to change my life, and it can't help me with that. So when I went off the GLP, because I didn't change my life, I just went back to the same old habits. Now, the GLP definitely, for me at least, helps with the food noise. So they have me on a low dose again. I just started this past week. So I just had my first weigh-in, and I'll show you those results in like a piece of paper. But it didn't take away all the food noise like it did the first time. I'm on the same medication, but I think a lower dose than when I started the last time. But I also am using this website that it has the doctor that's prescribing the medication, because there's no one around here that will prescribe it anymore. There probably is, but I just would prefer to do it with a physician rather than like a weight loss clinic. Not that there's anything wrong, but the whole goal is for me to be able to use my FSA, and in order for me to use my FSA, I do have to have a prescription. So I have a doc site also gives a nutritionist for my weight loss. Now, I haven't spoken to her yet. That should be in the next 2 weeks, I think, is when I scheduled my appointment. But I'm excited to see if she has any tips. I'm just such a picky eater. I don't like fish. I don't like any types of fish. Now, like shelled fish, and I don't even think it's like fish, crabs, lobster, I don't mind it, but I don't get excited for it either. And plus, it's super expensive, so it's just not worth it for me. Cottage cheese, I don't like. Yogurt, I don't like. I've tried hard for yogurt. Cottage cheese, I don't try. It's the consistency. So like if the consistency is weird, like cottage cheese is definitely weird. Cream cheese is weird, but I can have it in like mixed casseroles and stuff like that. And then yogurt has a weird consistency too. So if the consistency is weird, I hate it. So I'm trying. I just don't like it. So I'm excited to see what the nutritionist says. So I have been consistent for a week now. I have started the GLP for a week now. And so I'll flip it over and show you what that looks like. But that's my plan. My plan is as much as possible to meal prep, because that's what keeps me in line. I am tracking it through Weight Watchers, so I'm using Weight Watchers too to help with my my points. So all of that's really expensive, but I think it's what I need right now. The goal is that I won't need any of it at some point. I can figure out a lifestyle without it. But I think for me, I just wasn't thinking about how much, even though I don't eat that much, I wasn't thinking about when I do eat how much calories and things are involved in it. So it's helping me kind of like, it's keeping me, nope, that's not what I'm looking for. I don't know the word I'm looking for. It's helping me see how much I'm actually consuming and what cuts I actually need to make. So I kind of feel Corinne Crabtree, for example, I still love that method. I think that I'm not there yet to be accountable like that. And you do have to be accountable with yourself. But she talks about like a scientist mode. And so like the scientist is that you have to test stuff, you have to try stuff, and see what's working, what's not working. And so I feel like right now for the Weight Watchers, it's helping me understand what's working and what's not working. So I kind of feel like I'm in a trial and error mode. And so far, I think I've figured it out a little bit. And hopefully in the next few months, I'll figure it out completely. And then I'll just be able to keep it with the basics that Corinne Crabtree offers with her waitlist thought process, because it really is good. And it's just really good. The one thing that I do try to do, even when I plan out my meals, is I try to leave a couple bites behind every meal. That is something that Corinne talks about. It's just kind of training your brain to know that, like, yeah, you have this, you planned for it, but doesn't necessarily mean you need it all. Or at least that's the concept that I take out of it. So I am trying to do that as much as possible too. I'm also giving myself grace. So sometimes if I need a snack or I think I might want a snack, I'll plan for that ahead too. And then I just stick to what I write down. So it's kind of like the budget. I'm making a plan, I'm sticking to it, and I do really good when I do that. It's just doing that part, and that's what I haven't been good about. So we will see. That is my first week update. I will show you my weight loss real quick and see, you'll be able to see kind of where I've left off. And then also I've gotten so behind with like writing down where I'm at in my debt process that I'm kind of not starting over, but the last one that I found that I wrote down was in June. So I'm going to show you where I'm at from June. And while I'm kind of disappointed that I haven't made more progress with my debt, I also know that the debt that I have that I'm tackling right now has high interest. So a lot of it's going towards interest, even though I have made big payments. The other thing is that I realized that my bank got smart. And so at first I was able to make all these mini payments and it wasn't catching, but now they are putting interest on it too. So I don't think it's beneficial for me to make mini payments anymore. So what I'm going to do is just make my monthly debt payment and then have the money on the side that I'm saving up for a big debt payoff. So that is going to look a little bit different too coming up in the next month or so. You'll see me do it a different way, but I will show you where I got as far as the end of the month of August. So with that being said, let's go ahead and flip this over. I'll show you where I started off with my weight, and then I'll also show you where I am with my money. So hopefully this doesn't look too weird. Okay, so starting off with my weight, when I finished Step Down, I was down to 238-ish, if I remember correctly. And in that time, in a few weeks' time, I went up to 246. And this was back in June that I started this. So in the weeks of June, this is how I've done. So I've just steadily increased my weight until I got up to 258. That's when I really decided I kind of need to do something. I've been wanting to do something, but that's when it really got real, because I don't want to go back up to the weight that I was. So we have 256, or sorry, it was 258. Then I got sick with COVID. And then I actually went down to like 252 because I just was not eating. But I did go back up. And so 256.8 is where I started with the shots. And this morning I am weighing in at 254.2. So I was able to lose a little more than 2 pounds, which is fantastic. I'm not in it to lose a lot of weight all at once. I don't think that's healthy, but we're all in our own journey, so you have to do what's right for you. But for me, I do not want to lose weight fast. I want it to be healthy weight. I want to keep it off. And to me, that's the best way to do it. So 254.2 is what I am as of Friday, which is, I think it's the 28th, but I might be wrong. And so this will be going out on Saturday because I have my clinicals on Saturday now. So I feel like this is a great video that I can do kind of quickly, whether I'm working or not working, and be able to post it on Saturday without it taking a lot of time to load. So the other thing is that with this website that I'm using, it is pretty great in the fact that, like I said, I have my doctor who's prescribing the medication, and then I also have a nutritionist. So I'll be talking to the nutritionist and I'll give you any updates I can with that. But this doctor really helped me. So when I was getting the prescription for my GYN, because I was getting it for PCOS, she didn't really explain. Like, she explained it's good for my PCOS, but she didn't explain like what I should be doing. So with this doctor, since it's the main thing that she does, she explained that it's not supposed to take away all my hunger. And with the shots that I was getting before, it took away all my hunger. And with this, she told me that it should just help. It should help with the in-between cravings. It should help when I'm eating. I don't feel like I have to eat everything, so my food noise dies down and I can just focus on what makes me satisfied, not even full, but satisfied. And then she said I should still be getting 3 meals a day, and obviously increasing protein. Protein's really important with this because you can have muscle loss. And so I'm keeping a focus on protein as much as I can, and I'm also focused on getting 3 meals a day. So that is a couple of tips that she told me. So it's not about just getting rid of it completely, it's about finding balance in it. And so when I think about it in that fact, I feel like I'm doing pretty good. I still have cravings. So I don't know if I'm supposed to be having cravings or not. So when I check in again, I'll kind of point that out. But when I do finally eat, even if I do divulge into my cravings, I usually don't eat the whole thing. So it's like I might have the hunger for it, or what I think is the hunger, but once I actually start eating into it, I realize quickly that I don't actually want it. So that's kind of nice. So that is all I have for my weight update. I eventually, when I do have a little bit of extra income, want to start putting money away. I'd like to use, I think it's Hey Budgets. I'd like to use her weight loss savings thing. I'd like to have money aside for like when I start losing weight and need clothes replacements, or if I want to get if I want to get workout clothes or anything like that, if I need new shoes, anything like something for me. So it's kind of going to be like my self-care binder, but I don't have money right now to put aside for that. So I'm going to go ahead and just focus on taking care of myself. Whenever I do have extra money, maybe I'll just throw it into these videos, but it wouldn't be a consistent weekly thing for right now. So that is my weight update. Sorry it's taken forever. I had to get myself in check, and I do think that I need this for accountability. Okay, I had to cut for a minute. My daughter needed help with the groceries. Her groceries. And she helps me, so I just figured it would be great to be nice too. Okay, so the next thing we're going to go over is where I'm at in my financial progress. And I don't plan on doing this every week. Maybe at the end of the month. I will go over like what I have planned for the week, but I'm not actually going to go over where I'm at in my debt process every time. So the first thing that we are going to go over is my debt snowball. It's Ramsey-ish because I am putting money away towards sinking funds too, which technically on the Ramsey plan, you are not supposed to put it towards anything except your debt. And I just did not feel comfortable with that. I couldn't breathe when I was doing that method, so I've critiqued it, or not critiqued it, I've changed it a little bit for what's going to fit my family. but this will kind of give you an idea of how much interest I'm paying towards this loan. So my bank loan on 6/4 was $26,627.15. So this is just for the bank loan. This does not include any of the rest of my debt. So as you can tell, I have really high debt, and we can actually go over that too on another date. But we have over, not counting my mortgage, we have over I want to say at least $160,000 worth of debt, but I'm pretty sure it's more than that. So $26,627. I've made at least 3 payments since June, and my last balance on the 29th, which is today, was $25,127.95. So in that 2-month period of time, we've paid off $1,163.09 towards the principal, but we've done well over $1,500, closer to $2,000 worth of debt payment towards this bank loan. So that's what's going towards interest as well. So this $1,163 is what actually went towards the principal. So because of that, like I said, I'm going to put the money aside that I save extra every month, not including the $610 that I put towards it every month. And we will go ahead and we will put that excuse me, my voice is trying to give out. We will just make one big payment when we can, instead of doing it in many micro payments, because it was working at first, and like I said, my bank reset, and now it's doing something completely different. So my debt payoff order is the bank loan, and then we're going to attack the car loan, and then we're going to go after the student loans. So the car is my fiance's car. It's Adam's car. My car was paid off this year, so that is something that I've been able to pay off, and that was about $9,000 altogether for the year. So we've made $9,000 towards the car, and now we've been focusing on the bank loan. And the bank loan's going to take a while, so that's why I said I'm going to be here for a long time. If you need someone who's going to stick it out with you, I will be there, because this is just one small percentage of what we owe. So with all of that being said, that is where I'm at with my debt snowball. This gave me hope though, because I did, when we lost my child support payment for Annabeth, we don't have as much money to work with anymore. And this gave me a little bit of hope, because I decided when I couldn't breathe that I need to start putting money away towards things. So my sinking funds tracker, in June, this is what we started out with. So I'll just go through them really quickly. I've added a couple since June, so that's kind of cool too. So HOA started at $5. We are now at $10. So that one's just slowly coming in. That's whatever rollover I have every month for what doesn't go towards my bill. Flood started at $16. We have a balance right now of $115. That's not including some of the stuff that I've already put aside. That money is going to be designated somewhere else. I haven't decided yet though. Clothes started with $127. It is now at $72. We did take out some money for clothes for the beginning of the school year. Vacation is $138. Now we're at $313. So we made a big jump in that. In the last couple of months, water was $56. We are now at $66. Same thing, whatever money we don't pay towards the water gets rolled over into this category. Car insurance, we had $105 in June. We are up to $215. Escrow is $88. We started with, we're at $211 now. Medical, we started at $73. We're at $147. Electric is was $163. We're at $210 now. And maybe it would help. Let's do it this way. The house started at $62. We are at $153. Electric is fully funded now too. So I'm going to add a little bit more to this, just for like big months, like the summer months, since I live in Florida, but we're not going to go too much more than that. School, we started at $169. We're now up to $323, and that's with taking some money out as well. Hockey, we started at $85. We're at $151. Phone, we started at 179. We're at 273 now. Car, 102. We're now at 222. Outside, we had 82. And we are now at 190. Fun, that one was a new one. We're at 160. Etsy was also a new one. We are at 55. Electronics was a new one. We are at 154. Nursing is at 81. And then me, mainly for my birthday, $84. And that is what we're starting at with the end of the month. So that is where we're at for our sinking funds. As far as the month ahead tracker, and all of these trackers are with the monthly membership from Snow Gardener 307. I'm kind of using more than 1 month right now. That's why the backgrounds look a little bit different. So this was for July, and it was so pretty, and I didn't use it, so I decided I had to use it. So this is what we're starting off with our month ahead tracker. So like I said, electricity for the month ahead is paid off. Gas, and all of these have increased since I wrote it down too. So I'll go over that the next time. All of the standard ones are now at 39, if I remember correctly. When we get done with the month ahead for this week. Childcare, we are above 453, but that's what we started out with this month. The other one that's kind of high, oh, maybe not. Oh, water. Water has 99. So all the rest of them are 39 or a little bit more. So that is where we're at for the month ahead. And I started that, I want to say, about 3 months ago, maybe not even. So we've definitely made a lot of progress that I didn't expect to make. And the fact that we've already finished off one is pretty cool too. Okay, so this is my plan for the week, and everything should balance out. This one is pretty straightforward for me, so there's not extras or minuses for the most part. Adam got paid, and then my daughter pays her insurance and her phone, so that brought us to $19.20 for the week. The bills that will come out of this paycheck are daycare, insurance, the part of Adam's car payment, one of Adam's students' loans, and the HOA. So that brought us down with a leftover of $573. For gas, we're putting aside $70. I think we need to do more for this, but I need to track it a little bit better. Groceries, we've been doing good with about $200 a week. And so that was $270 total. So we have $303 left over. I still have not gotten that paycheck. I have seen, at least on my dashboard, where they paid me, but instead of it being direct deposited, it went to a check. So now I have to figure out what this check is. I am so close to calling out tomorrow just because you haven't paid me yet. So why am I going to work another 12-hour shift? But I do see the check. It has been written, and I just need to figure out if it's coming in the mail or what's happening and why it wasn't direct deposited. So I'm not counting that because I don't physically have that item. So for that reason, we are not putting anything towards sinking funds other than what I already have set aside. What I usually do with my sinking funds, especially like my Mondays minis and my Friday freebies, is I just take out what I used to pay for my car payment, which was $300, and I just take that out for the month, and then I put it toward each challenge for the whole month. And then if I have extra, I'll give extra. If I needed the money for some reason, then I'll take it out of that too. But nothing for sinking funds. We are going to put $200 of it towards the bank loan. So that will leave us with $103. And then we are going to do the $103 towards our bonus savings video. So $103 is what we're using for the bonus savings video. But that's it. Hopefully that was well explained. I know some people seem like they explain it very thoroughly, so I hope I'm doing it due justice. But I would like to get back in the habit because, again, this helps me stay accountable. This is going to help me keep track of how much we're actually spending in gas and things like that. So maybe for those, I should actually just leave those blank until the end. But that is my plan, and now I feel better because I updated my weight loss. And I really feel like I want to do that too because it keeps me accountable too. So I'm not sure if I'm going to post my weight or not. That's really, it's one thing to write it down. It's another thing to show a picture of the scale. So we'll figure out what I do with that. But other than that, I think that's it. I hope you guys have a great Saturday, and I will see you on the next video.